And I'll be your host today, as always, here on the Digital Boost live Q&As. So today we have a special guest. Lester is here from Crystal Payroll, and we're going to be talking about crystal clear cloud payroll solutions. So a lot of these things allow us to work from anywhere, have access to data that we used to have to get our filing cabinet out and our books and all of our receipts. But so this is hopefully going to streamline some of those processes and save us some time. And we love that here at Digital Boost. That's what we're all about. So we're streaming live on a number of platforms, and you can engage with us using the comment section, the Q&A section, the chat section, depending on what platform you're streaming with us. Now, I do jump from platform to platform throughout the session and check for questions from you. So make sure you pop them in there, because Lester's here to answer those questions. And that's why we have these sessions. Now, just a quick reminder, I'm going to drill it home every day. If you've been streaming with us on platforms, but you're not actually registered to Digital Boost at digitalboost.co.nz, you are missing out. There is so much content on the site and competitions and promotional offers that if you're not registered, you can't get access to. So get registered. Why not? Without further ado, Lester, thanks so much for joining us here on Digital Boost. It's your first time. We're excited to have you on.
Yeah, no worries. Good to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Honestly, I was so glad when you guys reached out and wanted to, engage with this initiative. It's a really important initiative, and payroll is one of those things that maybe isn't like the party, but it's important and we want to know about it. So I'm looking forward to learning some more today myself that I might be able to use in the future. Even though, some people don't have employees currently, but I think we all want to have like expansion in our businesses, and we're going to find out how we can do that. And for those of you who do have employees, this is a great opportunity to learn how to manage your systems a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'll be happy to show you around today with Crystal as well, and answer any questions at the end of the session.
Yeah, cool. All right, I'm going to stop my video and I'm just going to check on the back end. Everything's working out, and I'll pop back in a bit later.
Awesome. See you later. All right. That's awesome.
Great.
Sweet. So without further ado, I'll just begin. Today, we're talking about crystal clear cloud payroll solutions. And I'm Lester. I'm a partner account manager at Crystal Payroll. I just want to quickly thank the Digital Boost team as well for allowing us to present and talk to you guys. So firstly, we'll look at our checklist. So we're going to be talking about a few things today. We're going to start with the introduction, and then we'll look at service options available. Next, we'll dive a little bit deeper into the integrations that we've got at Crystal. And just if you're wondering if you can keep your payroll history from your existing provider, even move it across to Crystal. So that's what we're talking about as well, just to keeping your data. Next thing we're talking about is training and setup. Then we'll talk a little bit more about payroll and the different functions that we have. Next, as you can see, we've got a comprehensive reporting suite, so we'll talk about that. And then I'll show you 6 helpful reports that you can look at within Crystal. And then we'll look at industry-specific functions, our add-ons, and then our limited offer with Digital Boost and Q&As at the end. Cool. So an introduction to Crystal Payroll. So with Crystal Payroll, we're fully Q-owned operated since 2005, and we're fully cloud-based, which means that you'd be able to access payroll anywhere, anytime, as long as you've got an internet connection. And the great thing about having a cloud payroll system is that it allows us to do these automatic updates for you. That includes new legislation changes, minimum wage increases over time. So that's implemented across the board automatically when they need to be in effect. So we're also one of 20 accredited PY intermediaries with the IRD, which means that if you've got any issues with PY payments or anything like that, our team will reach out and get those issues resolved for you. So we also do provide unlimited local phone and email support. So we know that payroll is, it's a huge issue, I guess, in terms of walking you through those issues. We've got support available Mondays to Fridays. So that's one of our points of differences as well. Great. So first thing we'll look at is the service options available. So at Crystal, we've got 4 different service options for different businesses. So depending on what you'd like us to do more of, and what you'd be happy for us to take care of for you. So our first service option is the self-service. So self-service is where you'd be able to manage your payroll on your own, so fully hands-on, and then you'll be able to pay your staff as well and your PAY to the IRD. So we make it really easy for you to run different reports in Crystal to find out what to pay your staff, what to pay a PAY. So a step up from self-service is the PAY service. So it's pretty much similar to the self-service, other than with the PAY component, we can set up a direct debit with you so that we can pay the PAY on your behalf, as well as being an intermediary for you. So next we're looking at the basic bureau service. So basic bureau service is where you complete the pay run, but we can pay your staff as well as pay your PAY for you. And then full bureau is fully outsourced, which means we've got a bureau team here where you can just give us the hours, work by the employees, and then they'll process the pay run, pay your staff, as well as pay the PAY for you. Cool, integrations. So at Crystal, we do integrate with over 26 different accounting systems and over 50 time clocking systems as well. So that means that if you're using an accounting system that you want to push the payroll data from Crystal across to those systems, you can do it really easily, and it's very seamless as well. So along with that, time clocking systems, if you're using a third-party system and you want to import those hours from the systems, you can do it really easily by just importing a file. So we also are compatible with an extensive list of banks that you can see down below. So that's also great. Okay, so talking about keeping your payroll history and data. So as I've mentioned before, we do allow you to transfer history across from your existing provider onto Crystal just before you start your first pay run, just to ensure everything is accurate. And we can transfer your last 52 weeks of history across onto Crystal for a small one-off cost. So that allows all your leave balances for your employees, as well as all their leave rates, to be brought across accurately. And that's a great place to start as well. Cool. So training and setup. At Crystal, whenever you've come on board, we do provide a 1-hour online training session just to walk you through your payroll setup. So that training session allows you to understand from start to finish what the process is for your settings, for setting up your employees, and you can ask any questions during that training session as well. It's a really great starting point when you've come on board to Crystal. And then from that point on, you do receive free and ongoing unlimited support from our team. In Crystal as well, we do have an extensive range of help videos and help files just to assist you through your payroll journey. So if you have any questions and you run into reading instructions and screenshots, we do have an extensive knowledge base in there. Cool. Let's talk automatic Patifying. So how the Patifying works in Crystal is basically 3 simple steps. So first would be to complete your pay run. And once you've completed your pay run, the system automatically submits your Patifying information to the IRD for you based on the requirements that you need to submit it within 2 working days from your payment date. So you can also use our Patifying dashboard to view your submissions. So we've got a unique 2-way communication with the IRD where once it's all submitted to them from our dashboard, you can actually view that information. So I'll pull that information from the IRD's database, and then it'll be able to show you very clearly what those information are that you've submitted. So that's also quite helpful. All right, so let's talk a little bit about payroll processing. So as you can see on the left here, we've got our time and income page. And in here, you can see all your employees in the top left-hand corner and the current pay period that you're working with, the start and end date of that pay period. Now you can see a gray area here, and this is where you would be able to enter your date for that particular start date of the week, for example. We're working on a weekly pay run. So you can click on the calendar icon and select the right date, and then you can put in the hours worked, and then you can save it. So once you've done that, basically, you can see over here, that's the gray section. So once you've done that, then the entry will be entered down here. And the next step you want to do is you might want to add in any deductions or allowances that you've got. And you can use these buttons down here just to assist you with that. So say you've entered the hours worked across the week, maybe for an employee, you've entered any allowance or deductions, then the next step you want to do is to approve the page. So on the top there, you can approve the pay by clicking on approve. And once you've done that, you move on to the next employee. So it's pretty straightforward. You start your way from the top first employee, and then you work down the list. So once you have completed approving all the employees in the list, then you can select take home pay. So take home pay is over here, just on the right. So once you've clicked on take home pay, it will bring you to our take home pay page. This over here will show you all the employees that you have approved in the previous page. And it's basically a confirmation page. So here you just want to double check all your employees. It'll show you their gross earnings broken down to what they're taking home, and then all the tax deductions in between as well. So it's a good place for you to just confirm everything is correct before you approve all the employees' wages. To do that, it's really simple. On the bottom left, you can see an approve all button. Once you press on that, then all the employees will be approved at once. Cool. Once you've done that step, then the pay run is now complete, and Patifying will be queued to be filed automatically to the IRD. So it's that simple to start and complete the pay run. All right. So in Crystal, we've got a few helpful functions as well within the payroll. And we think it's quite important. For example, what we're looking at here is we're processing a pay for Mary, and we're looking to apply sick leave to Mary. So the difference between Mary and the other employees is that for Mary, she doesn't really have fixed working hours. It can change from week to week. So we don't really know what she might be working on a particular day, for example. It might change. So we've got a lot of helpful leave functions within Crystal, but one of it is basically when you click on this I button here, you can see that it shows default hours as 0. So we don't know what she's working. But when you click on that I button, it allows you to see a breakdown of hours worked on every Tuesday, over the last 52 weeks. So this allows you to basically have a look at what might be an average number of hours that she's worked during that time. If it varies so much that you can't find out what the average is, then based on the Holiday Act, you can elect to pay the average daily pay. And to do that, it's really simple. This little button here allows you to just select average daily pay. Great. So apart from leave functions, we've got a few other leave pages that will be quite helpful for the business. So for example, this is a one-stop leave summary page in Crystal. And this leave summary page will allow you to see all your employees. You can see all the employees on the left. And also it shows you any up-to-date leave balances. So it shows you all current leave balances for all the employees. So you can see over here that Mary has been selected, and it shows you Mary's available sick leave balance. And also it shows you any leave taken across time. So down below here, it'll show you all the leave that's been taken by Mary. And it'll also show you any upcoming leave anniversaries. So here we can see with Mary, her sick leave anniversary is the 1st of April next year. And her annual leave anniversary is the 1st of October. So it's sort of just a very clear one-stop page for you to just look at all the information. You can definitely run reports to show you all the information as well. But if you're looking just to find out what they are without running a report, that's a good page to go to. Okay, so next, we also do have a one-stop leave pay rates page. So this leave pay rates page will show you all the employees' current and up-to-date leave pay rates and how they're calculated. It also allows you to look back on your previous pay periods and what those leave rates are. So you can see this drop-down list here. Currently, we're working on pay period 99, but you can go back and look at previous pay period and what those rates are. So you noticed all these little I buttons in here, and what that is allows you to click on it and find out how they're calculated. So it shows you sort of a breakdown of those rates. It shows you history of all the pay periods in there and how those rates are calculated. So that's very clear and transparent, and you'll be able to basically have a look at all those calculations there. Cool. So cost centers. So in Crystal, we've got cost centers that you can create. These cost centers, say for example, you're a large organization that's got different branches or departments, or even just a business, maybe that you've got different jobs and different job types in there that you want to record hours to. So you can create these cost centers within Crystal, and this allows you the ability to track costings across the business. So you can allocate an employee, for example, to a branch or a department, or even the employee's work hours. Every time you run their pay, you can allocate those hours to a particular job. Once you've done that, then when it's all set up, it allows you to generate costing reports. So you can find out, for a particular job, how much time has been spent on it, the number of employees, for example. So yeah, that's great for the cost centers. We also do have a comprehensive reporting suite in Crystal. You can see on the right here, we've got a list of reports available, but I won't talk about all of them. I'll just pick out about 6 reports in the next couple of slides, and I'll show you what they are, 6 really helpful reports available. So all our reports are downloadable in PDF formats, and they can be exported as well, to Microsoft Word, Excel, or TIFF. For each report, you can very easily set criteria. You can set a date range, even the pay period range. So this allows you to really get the information that you're after on the report. So very helpful there. Okay, so we'll look at the 6 different reports that we've got. So the first one here is Payslips. So this is what a payslip will look like in Crystal. You can see the employee's information in the top, and then you've got hours broken down across the week. And then you've got deductions down below here. The employee's payment information will be shown as well. And then below that, you've got the year-to-date tax summary, year-to-date earnings, and lastly, at the bottom of the payslip, you'll be able to see the employee's leave balances. So you can see it's all very clear. allows the employees to see all their pays and hours worked across the week and leave balances as well. So the next report we'll look at is the direct payment report. So at the end of each pay run, you can run a direct payment report, and this report will tell you what to pay your staff, what their bank account details are, and it just makes it easier for you to either do it through internet banking, or if you're on the bureau service, then we can take care of those payments for you. So these reports are just very clear and clearly structured as well for you to get the information that you need. Fifth report that we'll look at is the trial balance report. So the trial balance report will show you basically company's information for all the employees. So it will show you a breakdown of all the employees' gross earnings, what their tax deductions are, and then it will add up a gross total for the whole business. So usually you can set a date range or a pay period range for that, just to get the information that you need for that report. Next, we've got the payroll variance report. So this payroll variance report is great for you to run if you're just looking for the system to pick up any variances across multiple pay periods in the past. So what this report will show you is if it picks up any variances in those payments for the pay periods, then it will show you and you'll pick that up here. So that's quite helpful as well. Okay, the fifth report we'll look at is the employer deduction report, or the IR345. So this report shows you all the PAY deductions for a particular month. So you can see it will show you all the deductions added up together, and this is the amount you need to pay for PAY to the IRD. So very clear, and it just shows you what you need. Next, we look at the holiday and leave liability report. So this allows you to look at all the annual leave liability or termination liability for the business. It shows you very clearly the amount of hours owing to every employee and what that amounts to in the dollar value. And it shows you gross total as well. So that's quite a helpful report for you to understand what the cost is for the business. Okay, industry-specific functions. So in Crystal, we've got a few different industry-specific functions, but I'll just touch on two at the moment. The first one that we'll be looking at is the auto top-up to meet minimum wage, piece rates, as well as job pay rates. So this is quite important for a lot of businesses in the horticulture, agriculture, or maybe the viticulture industry, where they'll pay their employees using piece rates. So in Crystal, it's really easy to set up your different piece rates and pay breaks as well. So you can allocate pay breaks to the employees, and if it doesn't meet minimum wage, then the system tops it up to minimum wage. So that's one of the industry specific functions, that we have, and that's great for those types of industries. Buy credit invoices. So apart from generating payslips, you also have the ability, say for example, if you set up contractors in Crystal, then you'd be able to run a buy credit invoice for them, and that's one of specific reports that we've got as well. And you can just check on a button once you've set up a contractor, you've set up what their withholding tax rate is, and then it'll allow the system to generate a buy credit invoice instead of a payslip. Okay, so add-ons. So in Crystal, we've got several different add-ons available that you can add on top of the payroll. I won't talk about most of them, but what I'll focus on is the timesheets module. So the timesheets module, we get a lot of questions for it. Say, for example, you've got employees that are always on the move. So instead of those employees, handing over paper timesheets and so on, the Crystal Timesheets module, once activated, allows them to receive a login, and that login allows them to enter their hours worked across the week, enter any allowances, enter a leave request, for example, and it just saves time and reduces a lot of mistakes and miscommunications. So the employees can put those hours through, and then it flows through to their managers that can approve those hours. And once those hours are approved, they'll then be able to flow through to the payroll administrator, who can then complete the pay with. So employees can, as I've mentioned earlier, enter their leave request. They can even look at their payslips, any specific individual reports for them. So yeah, it's very helpful, allows, especially in this period of time where it's COVID, you like to get hands-off paper timesheets as much as you can. So yeah, so this module allows, once activated, allows you to just have employees put in those hours through their mobile phones, and then the managers can just approve them, complete the pay with them. Cool. Awesome. So we've got a limited time offer as well with Digital Boost. So we are giving away free 3-month subscription, and if you use the promo code Digital Boost, you'll be able to get your first 3 months for free. So this promotion ends on the 30th of September, and yeah. Cool. So the floor is now open for questions and answers. I just want to thank the Digital Boost team for this opportunity and everyone taking time out for this session. And you've got my contact details. I've put my contact details down here. So if you've got any questions, just feel free to reach out.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We always love it. Like, I think that's one of the beautiful things that you've mentioned in this session, is that there's some real touch points with people. Like, you can actually talk to somebody. How lovely. It's not as common these days. We're often directed to other systems, which I think, over time, we're getting a little bit more used to using the chatbots and stuff like that on sites. And I think as small business owners, this is a side note, I guess, just allowing people, I'm waffling, you see, Lester, giving people an opportunity to type. Like, we've got these chatbots and they automate everything, where they might have frequently asked questions information in there. And I think at first we were like, oh, can't get through to anybody. But now sometimes I feel like my view of these things are really changing, because
I think it's quite important for support to be available as well for payroll. Chatbots are helpful, but they're only helpful to a certain extent to redirect you to someone that could really help you with the issues that you're having. In terms with providing ongoing support that's free as well to customers, that's what we're happy to do, and we've been doing it from day one. So because we know that every payroll query that comes through will be very unique, and so we obviously do have help files, but it's also good to have that personal connection when you get to talk to someone that will sort of walk you through it. So yeah, I think in terms of support and getting help, that's really important.
And particularly about money, right? I mean, like, there's a lot of things. If I'm trying to buy some soap, or I'm trying to buy, like this dress online, and I get a chat bot and they're going to get back to me, but when it comes to money, you want to talk to somebody a lot of times, because you're like, no, wait, there's a big problem here. It can be quite a big issue, especially with payroll, because some people live paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people do. And we want to make sure that everybody gets paid, because everybody needs to eat, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it needs to be accurate as well. Yeah, so definitely, that's very
Absolutely.
important. Yeah.
And I'm kind of just jumping from platform to platform right now, just having a look. And I can see people kind of engaging and watching, but I don't see any questions come through. So, we might leave it at that for today, and which is fantastic. You know what that means? You've just done such a good job with the presentation that people have followed through. And now they're like, okay, I know what to do now. I know how to use this, or they're going to go ahead and take that information and trial it out. and then contact you if there's an issue. So
No worries.
it's a little food for thought kind of session as well, and just checking out how the system works. So that's quite cool. I know that actually we do use I think we use Crystal Payroll for where I'm at, and yeah, every system's different. Everything has benefits, and we just like to showcase all the different systems here at Digital Boost to make sure that people know what's out there. Could make their lives a little easier.
Yeah, definitely. No, I really appreciate the opportunity. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah. And Lester's been so kind. He's sent through his PPT. So this PowerPoint, or slides or whatever it is, made in Canva, wherever you made it. So he sent that through. And so I've sent that through to our Epic Dream team of coordinators that are going to push that underneath the recording. So if you're watching via Zoom, or you're registered to the Digital Boost site, sometimes we get access to these PowerPoints and we upload them as learning summaries underneath the recordings. All of the recordings don't have them, and that's due to some businesses' privacy laws. They can't always release like their slides. It's their content essentially. But Lester and his team over at Crystal Payroll has been so kind to send that through. So that will be uploaded with this session. If you're streaming with us on one of the other platforms, you got to get registered to get those kind of things. And there also are always transcripts. Every single recording does have a transcript. So if you prefer reading, or you wanted to scan through that to look for a particular point, or you just need that extra assistance, please take advantage of that. Some of us do need that as an option, and let us know if you need any additional support as well. Contact support@digitalboost.co.nz. So that's going to be us for today. Lester, have a wonderful Thursday. I hope you have a good day. It's a beautiful day here. Yeah. Stay safe, everybody, and have a wonderful day. I will see you tomorrow before I'll stop the stream, and then I'll let you guys know what's on tomorrow. Oh, well, I'll just let you guys know what's on tomorrow while we're still recording. Let's do it. It just takes me a minute. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to be talking about gain independence from the tech giants. So that's going to be a cool one. Yeah, talking about how to not be on some of these big servers, so that if their servers go down, you as a Kiwi business, all your stuff's in New Zealand, so it stays safe if things happen in the US or things like that. So it's kind of cool. Hey, Lester.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good one, guys. Ka kite, everyone. Have a wonderful day. And thank you for joining me. See you tomorrow.